So I am going to talk about the concept of democracy at work, but I'm also going to make it specifically relevant to DreamHost because for the last 4 years it's really been a petri dish of experimentation for both Ed and I. But before we do that, I do want to lay out the specific objectives and the hopes of this discussion and the emphasis that I want to place on one of the last objectives. And more importantly, I don't know why this isn't working. So the purpose is specifically to identify workplace democracy and innovation, and more importantly, how that impacts in the creation of a global workforce and a worldwide organization. I also want to talk about the importance of recognizing and being a driver of democracy as an HR professional, because oftentimes I think we are left with this concept of risk mitigation rather than risk creation and empowerment of our employees, and I want to talk about switching that specific paradigm so that we can effectively support the CEOs in drive and war for talent, if you will. And more importantly, for organizations that aren't specifically ready for organizational democracy, how personal leadership democracy and practices of that leadership within your organization can impact both those around you, above you, and below you, and hopefully lead to an important catalyst change.
One of the things that we learned is that being democratic is a messy process. And you have to create or organize chaos in order to get through it sometimes. And the biggest thing you can't do is be afraid. And that was my thing that I realized about my own personal democracy. Was that coming from American Airlines, coming from Princess Cruises, I first began to learn about how much fear had actually played a role in my own leadership. As the hero of my own personal journey, leaving the unfamiliar, going towards and striving towards something great, fear was my enemy. And I realized for the first time how much fear played a part in my own personal leadership. So when it was put before me to create values, yes, I had to deal with fear, but I realized something. The opposite of fear is not courage. The opposite of fear in the workplace is freedom.